All right, we are back with another episode of It's That Easy. This time we're talking college basketball on Tuesday night. So if you're watching, please like and subscribe. Hope you're having a great Monday. Hope you're getting to watch some of these cool games. I'm actually watching the North Carolina NC State. I'm sorry, the Duke NC State game right now. So pretty good game going on. Got some good ones tonight too. Arizona, Iowa State play. So yeah, got some good games going on. But let's talk about tomorrow night. So let's jump in really quick. Got 5 games, and then got a little something special at the end here. So stay tuned for that. So Alabama traveling to Georgia. So Alabama's record, they're 22-7. They're going to Georgia, who's 20-9. And at this time, at least, I'm sure it'll change tomorrow. Georgia is a 1.5 point favorite. Now, you know I'm all about home cooking. I don't have any problems with that. Oh, actually, it's a 2.5 point. Oh no, it opened at 2.5. Now it's 1.5. I do enjoy some home cooking, but listen to this: Alabama, they score 92, they give up 83. Georgia scores 90, gives up 78. So that is in Georgia's favor. Alabama, well, let's say this: Georgia has lost. They're 1-1 the last 2 games. They lost at Vandy and they beat South Carolina at home. But Alabama, on the other hand, those guys, their last 5 games, they've been whipping people, including they went to Tennessee and won at Tennessee, a game that I think Tennessee should have won. So for that reason, and the fact that Alabama, they could score some points, play pretty good defense. I'm going to go with Alabama to cover this one. I think they show up. They'll probably covering means they're probably going to win. So I'm going to pick them to win the game. So obviously, if you're looking for an underdog, this could be one of them. So next game is Clemson at North Carolina. So Clemson right now is 21-8, but North Carolina is 23-6, number 17 in the nation. They're both 11-5 in conference play. North Carolina is 3.5 point favorite right now. And the over-under is 142. I haven't been having good luck with over-unders, so I haven't been messing with those much. But I do look at their records, and let's see. Clemson, they only score 75 points a game, but they give up 66, which is good. We talked about that. Like in the 60s, that's a pretty good defense there. UNC scores 81. They give up 71 points. 5-point differential there between what they give up and what Clemson gives up. But here's the thing: Clemson is 1-4 in their last 4 games, in the last 5 games, and they're 0-2 on the road. So North Carolina, on the other hand, is 4-1 in their last 5 games, but they're 3-0 at home, right? So home cooking, to me, will play a big factor here. I've seen the last couple of games they've played. When they play at home, North Carolina plays really well. So for that reason, we're going to go ahead and go North Carolina to cover the 3.5 points. Man, that over-under, that bugs me that I can't get a hold of that over-under. That's so hard to do because the last game they played, they scored 171 points over total. North Carolina did. And the game before that, it was 151, right? So they're both over. So if I had to pick one, I'd probably go the over, but I'm going to stick to the money line. To the spread and just go Carolina to go over that one. Next one here, surprise team to me, because 4 games ago, Texas Tech lost their top player, and I thought, well, there goes their season. Texas Tech has had some impressive wins. They beat Duke, they beat Houston, they beat Iowa State. I think they beat Arizona. So, Texas Tech has some great wins. Without their top player, I don't know how that goes when they go into the tournament, if that's still does well for them. But they're hosting TCU. TCU's 19-10, so not too shabby there. Texas Tech is 22-7. They're both 4-1 in their last 5 games. TCU scores 78, gives up 72. Texas Tech also gives up 72, but they score 82. So a little better offensively. TCU's 2-1 on the road in the last 5 games, and Texas Tech is 1-0 at home. Let's see, 2-0 at home in their last 2 home games. So for that reason, 10.5 points is a lot, but I think that home plays into that. If you're a good team and you're playing at home, I think it plays into your favor there. And so I'm actually going the money line on this one because I don't know, will they score enough points? And I've seen some of TCU's losses. Well, their last loss, they lost by 11, right? But they're in all the games. And Texas Tech, when they win by 9. They won by 12. So they won by 3, right? It's close games. I don't know about that 10.5 points, but I would pick Texas Tech to win this one at home. I think that's going to work for them. And then Kentucky. I had to put this one because my love for the Aggies. Anyway, Kentucky goes to A&M. Kentucky is a pretty impressive team, right? They're 19-10, and actually they both have a 19-10 record. Kentucky's 10-6 in the SEC. A&M is 9-7. Kentucky has won their last 2 games, but before that they had lost 3 in a row. A&M had won 2 in a row, but their last 2 they've lost, and one of them was at home against Texas. So for that reason, Kentucky. Let's look at their numbers real quick. Kentucky, they score 81, they give up 73. A&M a little better at scoring, 88, but they give up 79 points. I just think that because their momentum is a big thing here. Now, A&M being at home, that factors in for them because, if you're in a losing streak, usually at home is where you can make that up. But I think Kentucky's a little tougher than that. It's only 1.5 points, which tells me that the odds makers are like, this is a coin toss here. Well, I'm going to toss that coin, and it's going to land on Kentucky. I'm going to pick, I actually should pick cover because if they cover, they're going to win the game. So we'll go with cover, and I will change that. But I think Kentucky goes to A&M. They pull off the upset. Well, it's a little bit of an upset. They're kind of the same team. That 159, though, they could go. Kentucky scores those kind of points. A&M does not score those kind of points. So I would actually go the under. I think it'll probably be a little more defensive. But, that would be my pick for that one. And then the last one here, Nebraska versus UCLA. So Nebraska, they are 25-4. They're a very impressive team. They're a quiet, dominant team, right? 4 losses, you're pretty good. Crazy thing is they're all in the conference. So they're 14-4 in the conference, but they're number 9 in the nation. UCLA, on the other hand, 19-10, 11-7 in the conference. Nebraska's actually won 4 of the last 5 games, with winning the last 3. And UCLA has they're 2-3 in the last 5 games, and they lost their last one at Minnesota. But here's, at home, they're playing pretty good. I got Nebraska is 1-1 on the road in their last 5 games, but UCLA is 2-0 at home in their last 5. Their last 2 wins actually were at home. So for that reason, and it's also, let me make sure that 1.5 is still the same. I did that earlier today. Yeah, it's still 1.5 points. That's another one. It's a coin toss, right? Because they're saying we don't know who's going to win. They actually have Nebraska. Unlike the A&M game, they have the road team as a favorite, and I get it because they're actually better, but better record. But I don't know. It's hard to. I think they said, I read somewhere that home court is good for about 3 to 3.5 points, right? So if that's the case, UCLA could win this game. So for that reason, I'm actually going UCLA. I said to cover. It's going to be to win. Now that I say that, if you pick Kentucky for the money line just to win over the cover, it actually pays more. Same thing with UCLA. If you pick them money line to actually win instead of just cover, that'll actually pay you more too. So maybe we'll flip those around. Maybe I will keep money line, and I'll probably put UCLA money line as well, just to give you the option that pays more. So here's the surprise. In football, I would throw this thing out there every week, and I'd say, here's a couple of like games that the underdog could win, which I just talked about a couple here, but some other games that the underdog could win. If you're looking to bet, because that's where you win the money, is to bet underdogs, and maybe you parlay them too. So I was looking on tomorrow's games, and here's what I came up with. Check this out. I called them Rob's dogs and locks. I hate to give locks, but I'm going to go out on a limb and give a lock today. So first dog we got is going to be Missouri against Oklahoma. Missouri gives up 80 points, or scores 80, gives up 75. Oklahoma gives up 80, or scores 83, gives up 78. So Oklahoma's at home. They're 3.5-point favorites. But man, Missouri, if you haven't watched them, I know they're a cat, but they're dogs. And I think they've played tough. They've shown they can be real tough on the road. And for that reason, I'm going to have them as a sleeper pick. As a dog, if you're looking, this will pay you pretty good to pick this one to go money line. They're both 3-2 in the last 5 games, so nothing different there. But Missouri's actually beaten Tennessee. They beat Mississippi State pretty good at Mississippi State, and I think they go on the road and they actually come away. You can put them to cover the 3.5 points, but I'm actually just saying they're probably going to go over there and win in Oklahoma. So staying with the dogs, this was just a small dog, right? BYU is actually 20-9. Cincinnati, that's who they play. Cincinnati Bearcats. They're 16-13. So you look at their record, you're like, of course BYU is going to win. But the odds makers, I think it's because Cincinnati's at home, and probably because BYU has been struggling lately. They have Cincinnati winning this game by 1.5. But I'm going to go out on a limb here. This is going to be dog number 2. Well, I did some dogs on the previous one, the previous slide. But so this is probably dog number 4. But I got BYU not only covering, I think I'm going to pick them to win. They're going to go to Cincinnati. They're going to pull out a win. And that'll be your second dog there. And then here's my lock. This is probably a little homer lock. I said this before. I'm not from Tennessee, so it's not that homer. But I like Tennessee, and I've seen them do well. I think they've stumbled a little bit. They've actually lost the last couple of games to a tough Alabama team who we picked earlier to beat A&M. And they lost to Missouri, who I think will go to OU and win there. But Tennessee's 20-9. South Carolina that's who they play. They're 12-17. So I get that. And they are picked to win. Tennessee is picked. They're picked by 9.5 points. And I'm going to say that's a lot because I'm going to go with that one. So I checked it out. So if you pick all 3 teams, a $10 bet actually pays you over 5.5 times. So a $10 bet pays you $55 for all these teams to win. Now, if you put the 2 dogs to win and then you put Tennessee as to cover, that'll pay you as well. So I don't know, just throwing it out there. I like to look at those, and when I look at the games they have, the records, and these, I think, you never know what's going to happen. So anyway, just wanted to throw those out there. So those are my picks for Tuesday. Hope you're having a great Monday and you're enjoying those games. And then Tuesday will come and you can say, you know what, I already got the picks that I need. So if you're watching, please like and subscribe. I greatly appreciate that. And I hope that your Tuesday goes great and the rest of your week goes great. But if you can stop by and take a listen to this show, please put in a comment. Just let me know if there's something else you want to talk about, another game that maybe we should hit on for the rest of the week. So anyway, see you guys later. Have a good one.